Good morning, all. All right, this one's really off the rails. Yeah, it got nothing to do with gardening. It got nothing to do with UFOs. Yeah, it's not even paranormal. No, this one's about making use of memories. Over time has occurred to me that people have always said, Bill, God, you've got such a memory. You remember everything. It's not true that I remember everything, but I guess I seem to be pretty good at that. Well, then over time, I'd be sitting around, nothing to do with work, or while I worked in the band, sometimes traveling on the road, especially around Halloween, guys in the band would go, "Hey, will you tell some of your ghost stories?" Or something like that. Yeah, they had to stop me in the country and western band I worked in because the lead singer about pooped in her pants in the front seat from fear during one of these. Yeah, so over time I've had these people come to me and say, "Man, you get some great stories. You ought to write a book. Maybe you ought to, whatever. Make use of these stories. Tell these stories. We want to hear them." I started thinking about that, and I said, I recall that I do believe I got this from my grandfather, who was a storyteller. Yeah, he'd tell all kind of stories as amusement. Probably after a few beers, the stories got better. But me and my brother would sit there, and so my brother Bob, he tells stories today too. So you learn it from your parents, I guess, to be a storyteller. Understand the value of these stories. Well, years later, I found myself with a YouTube channel. And initially, I came here economically to develop a business and promote an idea that I was a landscape consultant, and so pretty much everything I talked about was horticulture. I was trying to make a living with it. It worked too, by the way. Do this right, YouTube can make you a lot of money, but yeah, as I get not only towards retirement, I guess, where the business aspect of this channel, what I was promoting, was really no longer as important as it once was. I still like to put garden information out there for y'all, but it's not everything anymore. It's just not important to me. That's why I do the channel mostly, to be honest with you, I think for my own benefit. I like telling stories. And so I had people on the channel going, asking me about stories. Well, Halloween came around years ago, and so I said, all right, I'll break down. I'm going to start telling some of these stories. And so I started telling some stories around Halloween. Well, that gradually kind of snowballed to where nowadays I think I'll just tell a story any old time I feel like it. But, well, think about this one, huh? Talk about it. Is that a pun for memories? The memories basically are the building of brain wiring. Now, the wiring in your brain, your synapses, develops in response to the storage of incidents that have occurred. And of course, it's always to the point of view and perspective. I mean, the wiring you develop may have had nothing to do with what actually happened there. Okay, it could be false, the messages you're storing, but that's kind of what memory is. And I guess in the area where this wiring goes on, where the storage goes on, it can get so dense, the synapses and the neural net, that it can become almost impossible to get back into distant old memories because of the density. It's too tangly to make your way through. I seem to, for some reason, to be able to make my way through it better than a lot of people, I guess. But That's the way it gets after a while. And so we lose memory. And then again, there are diseases, of course, that can cause us to lose memory too, which is pathetic. But all of us, as we get older and older, our past fades. And in my case, I looked at it and I said, well, people keep telling me they love hearing these stories. Well, I hit a point a while back where I realized the past was fading away into a mist. And so I didn't want to do that. And I decided, I got down on the word processor, the computer, and I typed out an entire book. I have a whole book of Bill's weird stories. I typed them out just to refresh them so I wouldn't lose them. My mind seems to do that anyway. It brings things up and does a defragging, reformatting, compressing of the files in the hard drive by moving them from here where they can't get to them to here where they can see them, so I don't lose the memories. My brain seems to do that automatically, shifting positions and refiling things and rewriting them too. Yeah, they never come back the same. Well, anyway, I thought it was pretty cool, and that for the most part we store these memories and we use them to base our reality. That's every time something happens out there, when you see it, hear it, smell it, taste it, whatever, it's 80% memory and barely 20% actual input, like through the eyes or the senses. Yeah, it's like I say, I can't see my fingertips out here, but I know they're there. Right. Memory tells me where my fingers are. They're not really there. I don't know. Anyway, memory defines the world around us constantly. It is really how we shape it. And so that's why the world around us is illusionary. Because it's stored in memory mostly. Yeah, we create it that way. We write it. Well, anyway, that's how we use it. It bases our reality pretty much. It gives us experience. It tells us fire is hot, and whatnot, and you don't want to go out with that lady again. But, well, I've found, in my case, I found another use for it. Yeah, and I've been enjoying it. By taking my memory, bringing it up, regurgitating it, nasty word, and sticking it on the camera here, talking story, and then sharing it with the rest of the planet on the internet, it expands my memory into a much larger scale, to where I get all these people coming back at me going, that's a great story, hey, I love that, and I'm going, whoa. Oh, it's amazing. How about that? I remembered something that made somebody else happy. That's, making use of memory. I don't know how many other possible uses there are for memory, but in my case, it seems like I'm not only amusing other people with it, sometimes driving them to disbelief, but mostly amusing other individuals, giving them something to do in the day by recalling these memories, maybe enriching their lives a little bit, maybe, at least for a while. Maybe I make them laugh. Who knows? But it's a use. It's a use I didn't really have much. I'd tell the stories now and then, but it wasn't functional. This has become a function, and it's actually, I'm getting paid for telling my stories. Yeah. Google pays me for telling stories these days. So my memory I've become an economic institution in my life. It's become one of my few social institutions because I really don't get out much anymore. I spend a lot of time hanging out here on the farm. And for the most part, my window out into the rest of the world is really through this camera lens more than anything else. So, making use of your memories. Anybody got a use for memory that I haven't thought of? If anybody out there's got some idea how you can make use of all them darn memories you accumulated to do something functional with them, whether to sit around get dusty, moldy, and warp your thinking too, because they do. They can bend you forever. But yeah, let me know. Let me know.
Last few. Here's the Gracie cat on the Gracie cam. She's still here, hanging out. Says, okay, Bill, we done with the videos? Gracie, you want to go edit? Huh? You want to edit? She's thinking about it. Yeah, all right. Let's go edit. Are you coming?
Yeah, she's coming.